Hey guys, J77 back again. I'm going to be talking a little bit about sports. I've been doing that a lot these last few separate vlogs, but this one is actually very important. And on the midst of a new NFL season, this one comes as a bit of it's about time. And I'm talking about the FCCs and their blackout rule against the NFL. As you guys know, the NFL had a lot of issues with a lot of fans actually had a lot of issues with the FCC blocking out games because of low attendance in the arena. This never comprehended in my head why they would do this. There is some history behind it, but in a day and age where cable it has have changed the way we look at sports, where we have digital streaming has changed the way of sports, where pretty much every certain teams to even leagues having their own network. The fact that the FCC will still do something like this is pretty much stupid, and it's only hurting those who are the poorest of fans who just want to follow their team as best way as they can for the season, and may find themselves hurt or left out because not because of what they did wrong or what the television networks and cable providers did wrong, but the fact is because the FCC didn't see a certain amount of people on in the seats. Keep in mind, it's the arena, nothing to do with the ratings. They were blocked out that game, and I think that's kind of a cold deal to have. Now there is some progress. It may not be much, but there is some movement that's going on. According to a couple of reports I'm having, I'm going to be leaving a link to some of these reports. The FCC, including the person in charge of the FCC, wants to repeal or change that rule. According to the article that I'm reading here, the FCC commissioner became the first to speak out in favor of eliminating the NFL policy the FCC instituted in 1975, the regulation preventing games that are not sold out 72 hours in advance of kickoff from being broadcast in the home team's market by cable or satellite providers. Again, this was in 1975. The FCC first weighed in on the sports blackout policies in December when Commissioner voted down to seek public input on the issue, which I don't think anybody will tell you who's a football fan and say this is ridiculous. Why we're being left down the cold. And again, this goes back to my feeling towards the matter. All right, here, the 1975, 1985 was a little bit of a different entity for the NFL. It wasn't like it is now. There were fairly reasonable prices in the sport, and the NFL is not this juggernaut billion-dollar industry that it was. That has changed, but also what has changed is the prices of the seats. These ain't cheap seats. People are forking in anywhere between $90 to sometimes $300 for these seats. I don't even talk about the scalpers. All right, so the idea that you're going to hold people who can't afford to go to these seats accountable and basically punish those who are following the team in television form, following them right down to the nail, you're going to punish them. It's just idiotic and just basically stupid. Especially, again, since the whole entire viewing market has changed, and has changed pretty much for the better. People who are diehard football fans have ways to get their NFL fix on it. And I think that to have that rule in the year 2014 going to 2015 is just utterly ridiculous. But it says here, the FCC first weighed in the blackout policies in December when Commissioner voted unanimously to seek public input. President is now calling for the FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler to put the issue to a vote. A simple majority of the 5 commissioners, which includes Wheeler, to require Wheeler to not indicate whether he intended to bring the issue to the vote. The Bills had one home game blocked out last season, 2 in 2012, and 3 more in 2011. So keep in mind, those fans who wanted to see their sports team did not get a chance to see their sports team because the seats wasn't filled. Even though technically there were a lot of people still watching on TV. If you look at the TV ratings for a lot of these markets, even the small markets, they do very, very good. And again, it's not as much as the team is bad or not. It's the fact is that the tickets aren't really worth the investment of a person who's looking to put food on the table. And again, these are the people who are hurting the most. These are the people who wants to support their team, can't afford to go to the stadiums, but is willing to sit down and watch every play right down to the end. And they can't because, sorry, the arena, not what's going on behind television view, but the arena is simply not sold out or not to our satisfaction. I think it's a poor adjustment on their point. I think they need to be fixed. We are 99% sold out, so every little impact on our business, Goodell said, but it could have an impact on the overall business model for the free television. We think that devastating. I think it's devastating for our customers and consumers in general. So they are aware of it. It's free television, not just free television, but in general, this could have a very nasty impact. The NFL and its network broadcasts are establishing a protect the NFL on free TV campaign and appoint a Hall of Famer receiver, Larry Swin, as its spokesperson. Repealing the new rule may lead to uncertain consequences and deny viewers the viability of sports program on broadcasting television, Swin said. He then noticed more than 10,000 community leaders across the country have sent letters urging the FCC to keep the blackout policy in place. Why? Why? If they're worried about this not going, first of all, whether sports stay on free TV or whether it goes on cable, which by the way they are on cable anyway. We have the NFL Network. We have ESPN using Monday Night Football. They're already there. They're already there. So this is not like it's going to affect them. And two, they use, even with the NFL Network and ESPN having Monday Night Football, the majority of the game is still on free TV. Okay, this is not going to hurt that. That's not going to change. The problem is that you may have a local team that will not be shown on your television set because they didn't sell out, and that is not right. And yeah, Buffalo got the brunt of that a lot. So a fan who is at home who can't afford a ticket has to hope and pray that they sell out at a stadium. Otherwise, they may miss the football game. Come on now. I didn't know that repealing the FCC blackout policy wouldn't prevent NFL or its teams from primarily negotiating on its own rules with cable and satellite companies. Hagan is going further by introducing a bill that would eliminate the antitrust exemption that will allow NFL to black out sporting events. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'll leave a link below, but here's the thing is, the FCC's rule is ridiculous in my opinion. They should not have something that will punish, not the NFL, because I guarantee you this, the NFL is not going to get hit in terms of revenue because they're getting it from all course on the team, and not everybody's getting blocked out. Green Bay will never get blocked out. New York Giants will never get blocked out. Dallas will never get blocked out. There's a lot of teams that will never get blocked out. But for those who are there, even if they do get blocked out, they're still making money in some other form. The people who's going to get punished for it are the fans who want to watch their favorite team on the TV screen, and they can't do it because, number one, they didn't sell out 80,000 fans. They only made 70,000 fans. So guess what? We can't do that. The FCC, that's wrong. I think the FCC, if anything, should review their policies, because who are you really punishing? Who are you really protecting? You guys may have a different opinion. I'd like to hear your opinion on the matter. But until then, J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll leave a link to some of the articles below and hear your input. But for now, this is me saying take care, and I'm signing off.